You failed. Again. And now you're sitting there feeling like a loser, wondering if you'll ever get it right. Well, guess what? Failure isn't the end. It's not your enemy. It's your fuel. And if you don't believe me, let me show you how to turn failure into fuel using an ancient Chinese perspective. This isn't about feeling sorry for yourself. This isn't about giving up. This is about rising stronger every time you fall. And if you're ready to do that, then listen up. Because this is going to change the way you see failure forever. First, let's talk about the ancient Chinese concept of yin and yang. You've probably heard of it. It's the idea that opposites are connected. Light and dark, good and bad, success and failure. They're all part of the same cycle. And here's the truth. You can't have one without the other. You can't have success without failure. You can't have strength without struggle. And you can't grow without falling. So stop seeing failure as something to avoid. Start seeing it as something necessary. Because every failure is just a step on the path to success. Here's the first secret. Failure is feedback. It's not a judgment. It's not a sign that you're not good enough. It's just information. It's telling you what's not working, so you can fix it. So, instead of beating yourself up, start asking yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? How can I improve? Because failure isn't the end of the road. It's just a detour. And if you're willing to learn, it will take you exactly where you need to go. Now let's talk about resilience. The ancient Chinese believed in the power of bamboo. You know what's amazing about bamboo? It bends, but it doesn't break. No matter how strong the wind, no matter how heavy the storm, bamboo stays standing. And that's exactly how you need to be. Life is going to knock you down. Failure is going to hit you hard. But if you're like bamboo, you'll bend, you'll adapt, and you'll keep going. So stop being so rigid. Stop thinking that failure means you're weak. Start seeing it as a chance to grow stronger. Because every time you get back up, you're proving just how resilient you are. Here's another secret. Failure is a teacher. The ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Think about that. Failure isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. Because every time you fail, you're learning. You're growing. You're becoming better. So stop running from failure. Start embracing it. Start seeing it as your greatest teacher. Because the lessons you learn from failure will stay with you forever. Next, let's talk about perspective. The ancient Chinese believed in the concept of Wu Wei, which means effortless action. It's the idea that sometimes the best way to succeed is to stop forcing things and just go with the flow. And here's how that applies to failure. Stop fighting it. Stop resisting it. Stop acting like it's the end of the world. Instead, accept it, learn from it, and use it to move forward. Because failure isn't a wall, it's a door. And if you're willing to walk through it, it will lead you to something better. Here's a big one. Failure is fuel. The ancient Chinese believed in the power of transformation. They believed that even the darkest moments could be turned into light. And that's exactly what failure is. It's fuel, it's energy, it's motivation. So stop letting failure defeat you. Start using it to push yourself harder. Start using it to prove everyone wrong. Start using it to show yourself just how strong you are. Because the more you fail, the more fuel you have to succeed. Now let's talk about mindset. The ancient Chinese believed in the power of the mind. They believed that your thoughts shape your reality. And here's how that applies to failure. If you see failure as the end, it will be. But if you see failure as a beginning, it will be. So stop thinking, I'm a failure. Start thinking, I'm learning. Stop thinking, I can't do this. Start thinking, I'll try again. Because your mindset is everything. And if you change the way you see failure, you'll change the way you live your life. Finally, here's the ultimate secret. Failure is a gift. It's not something to be feared. It's something to be grateful for. Because without failure, you wouldn't grow. Without failure, you wouldn't learn. Without failure, you wouldn't become the person you're meant to be. So stop hating failure. Start thanking it. Start seeing it as a gift that's pushing you closer to your goals. Because every failure is just a stepping stone to success. So here's the deal. Failure isn't your enemy. It's your fuel. And if you're willing to see it that way, you'll turn every setback into a comeback. You'll turn every fall into a rise. and you'll turn every failure into success. Because that's what the ancient Chinese perspective teaches us. That's what resilience is all about. And that's what you're capable of. Stop fearing failure, stop running from it, and start using it to fuel your journey. Right now.